Warning, this podcast may contain language that your mother could find offensive. Voices of Asgarnia, Episode 2, recorded 21st of August 2011. Your hosts are I Goldies, hello, Foreshadow,
hello,
and your guest for this week is Terrence L.
Alright.
Okay, what we're going to talk about then?
give me a sec. I'm putting my Marauders map away.
Alright, yeah.
Ooh, the riots.
Yeah, that's probably going to be that'll probably take a bit of precedence in this. What many of you may not be aware is that in response to Jagex's Refer a Friend campaign, it sparked a lot of rioting in World 66. It compared nothing to what we'd seen over here in the UK, in London and Manchester and various other cities. Yeah, there was fire. There was a lot of fire, although I don't think many shops were broken into. And I think less stuff was stolen. It was mostly cannons and flowers and stuff in protest. What happens is, with this Refer a Friend, is that if you
get referred to by a friend, both the person who has been referred by and the person who referred in the first place both get an XP boost for a week, which doubles your multiplier.
You refer a friend and you get an XP boost, basically. And that is what a lot of people are complaining about. They're saying that bots will abuse this to try and increase their XP gain. The thing is, and what most people haven't read, is that if I will read this now word for word off the thing, okay? RuneScape players can send up to 50 invitations by email each month. If your friend creates an account directly from your referral, they will receive a starter pack and a 2 times XP bonus for their first days. For 7 days. They cannot use this to get higher than level 30 on any skill. If your friend subscribes within 2 weeks of creating their account, you will receive a 10% XP boost in all skills for 7 days. Okay?
Yep.
And you can activate up to 5 XP boosts over the year from when the first one is activated. So you're limited to 5 times 10%. 5 weeks of a 10% bonus a year from when the first XP boost is activated.
So it's not what everyone thinks, really.
It's not, and if people would take the time to read the information that Jagex have provided, they can see it's not something that bots can be using. It's more of just a way for Jagex to promote the game more and to allow us to actually get something out of our friends playing.
Especially the fact that other games like World of Warcraft now they've made a new promotion where it's free to play up to level 20, I think it is.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So I think it's sort of a way to get back at that.
Yeah, definitely.
Blasphemy.
Definitely. Yeah, speaking about World of Warcraft, how dare you?
RuneScape podcast, leave WoW out of it.
Also, the effigies and any other methods of XP gain is also doubled.
Oh, they stack as well?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the thing is, what they said was they wanted to provide, if I'm a level 116 with a couple of 99s and quite high level skills, if I were to refer a friend now, they would not be able to play with me because they start at level 3 and I am miles ahead of them. I'm 5 years of gameplay ahead of them. So it wouldn't make any sense for me to refer a friend. So one of the ideas I read on a mod post behind it was that your friend would be able to level to level 30 in all skills and become a member, and you get something out of it to encourage them to become a member. That was kind of the thing. It was kind of, that gets them on a good path. It gets them on a good path for them to start and for them to get up to your level as quickly as possible so you can get the most out of playing with friends. Because at the moment, with RuneScape, unless they started playing at the same time as you, you've got to rely on other people from clans and the people who you just meet to play with. Because you can't refer a friend 5 years in, because it'll take them another 5 years to get to where you are.
I think also it's more for quite new players, like the younger generation of players.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially I started in when I was about, 11?
Yeah, I started at 10, I think I started playing.
Yeah, I was 10.
So, well, I must have been about 10 then as well, since I've already got that cape.
Yeah, the veteran
But
scheme.
at that time, loads of my friends were playing, so it would have been very beneficial to me if I was that age again and just started playing.
Yeah, you could, it would be great if, as you create a new account, if you could refer friends. That's fantastic. 2 or 3 of you can start playing at once, and you get something out of doing it.
Yeah, I don't think... Do you think it would work also as, like, I think it's most September's is like a double XP weekend?
Yeah, it's the American Labor Day weekend.
Would that quadruple?
No, it wouldn't stack. I don't think they'd let it stack. I would hope that they wouldn't let it stack.
But the Soul Creation Knives did work.
Yeah, did they stack
Not
with...
Soul Creation, Stealing Creation Knives worked. I think they did.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it if there's another one this September. It's usually around the American Labor Day weekend, which is the first weekend in September for the rest of the world.
Well, that's excellent, because that's the weekend before we go back to college or school.
Yeah, it's a great weekend to do that.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think that's that bit covered.
Yeah, also, the Members Question weekend, which we've sort of just had.
Yeah, the Members Question weekend will have finished by the time this podcast gets uploaded. What it is JX are doing it again. It's been done once before. If you've got a lot of quests to complete, the question weekend is an ideal way for you to team up with others to complete quests you've previously been unable to do, or for those experienced in the way of a quest cape, like me and Desert, to spread our vast quest wisdom. So yeah, I'm participating in it, what will be Sunday morning. It'll probably be yesterday morning when this podcast gets uploaded on Monday. I'm aiming for hopefully Sunday night, but Monday upload. I will have participated in this, and I'll let you know how it went last week. So yeah, I think it's a great idea, to allow people to get help with their quests. Of course, there's hundreds of fan sites about, but nothing beats having someone in game
Working together, yeah.
Yeah, nothing beats working together with someone else in game.
I'm sure it must have helped Terry beating Nomad.
Yeah. Yeah, because you've just finished that, haven't you?
How was that?
I'm a boss.
Was it easy to do, or?
Everyone telling me that he was going to be some sort of challenge.
Sounded quite easy.
Strolled up in there with an AGS and kicked his head in.
Yeah,
No.
but you sort of were swearing a bit, saying that he kept regenerating his health and that.
No. That was the avatar previous to Nomad. You have to beat the avatar to the root, or he eats them. It's at 75% health. A root comes up from the ground, and if you don't destroy it before he gets to it, he'll eat it and regenerate to full health. And then
Same again at 50.
60% and 25%. And I don't know if you've ever tried to fight one of the avatars from Soul Wars 1v1, but they have like 8 million defense.
Well, yeah.
And with my range level 2, it was taking me forever to even hit him.
It took me a long time to do it. What I did was
76.
76. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a big heated competition. They've both been flaunting their range levels. I myself am level 78. Not that any of you care. No, what I did with the decaying avatar.
Like only level I'm higher than you at, except from woodcutting.
Yeah, and you're only higher than woodcutting now by 200k XP. I'm catching up.
Oh, I pulled away. You overtook me for a bit.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay.
There was what I did with the decaying avatar was I used ruby bolts enchanted. That like take a bit of your health but deal tremendous amounts of damage because that can deal. I think it's either 750 or 1,000. I think it's 1,000 it can deal in damage to the monster, to the decaying avatar.
It's something to do with percentages, isn't it? Or
No, I think its only weakness is enchanted bolts. So hitting it with ruby can hit it for huge amounts of damage.
How much HP has he got? Hang on, I'll have a look.
A lot of hit points.
It'd be massive amounts.
The decaying avatar.
Yeah.
I'll have a look. It's probably going to be quite a lot. 10,000 life points.
Oh, God. So if you take away the 25% that I've done, that's 12, and then the figures. I ended up sitting there and taking away 25,000 life points from that avatar in the end.
Wow, that's
arrows did it last take you, or bolts or whatever you use.
Well, I had my accumulator on, and I had rune bolts and I went in there with 1,000 and walked out with about 120.
Damn.
Yeah.
Even with the accumulator?
Yeah, that's with the accumulator too.
Yeah, it says its weakness is ruby bolts. I'll try and find out what it is. Using enchanted ruby bolts without using void knight equipment, the highest you can hit is 2,000.
Wow, 2,000.
Wow, that's a lot of HP.
Yeah.
That means technically you could kill it in 5 hits.
Yeah, if you beat it to the roots. If you got lucky enough, you would 5 hit it.
Just imagine if you could do that.
But
Yeah,
you'd
great.
expect the proc like 5 times in a row.
It could kill you in 2 hits even if you had 99... Oh no, if you had 92 HP, it would kill you in 2 hits.
That's a good thing, I've got 95.
Yeah, have you been up to anything then?
I've been temple trekking a lot since the revamp came out.
A lot.
I've not stopped playing temple trekking, simply because I want the construction bonuses.
No, but they don't really give that much of a bonus.
It's 2.5% XP. You know, in the long run, it's a good amount of XP to get as a bonus.
If you were going to go from 80 to 99, that's a good couple of mil that's going to save you.
I'm level 84 now, I think. 83 or 84 construction. I want 99 desperately. So I'm going to get Stealing Creation Hammers, and hopefully it will stack with the Constructioner's gear.
It does.
And oh, good. And
does it with the wood cutting? No, is it? Yeah, the wood cutting clothes, the timber, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the lumberjack's outfit. That's actually a lot easier to get now. I got my first piece. I got the boots a couple of days ago. But yeah, huge revamped temple trekking, and in anticipation of the new quest, which will be released around the time of this podcast, there's been a massive update to Canifis, and more or less all of Mauritania. It's now been updated to the high detail graphics that we've been seeing in other areas of the game, continuing to JGX's, update graphics before we update anything else kind of thing. So, when you get a major quest or a major minigame being released now, the area's being updated, which I think is fantastic.
That's my favourite area, I'd say.
Oh, I love Mauritania.
Yeah, because it's got it's got the Slayer Tower, it's got barrows.
Yeah.
It's got quite a lot of nice stuff there.
Temple trekking now provides, you've reminded me with barrows, it provides an easier way to get around Mauritania. The rewards include the gate to Mortwire Swamp. You can use that to get straight to the Nature Spirit Grotto. You can unlock a teleport to Burug Dirot on the Games Necklace. You can get an instant teleport from the trapdoor in Canifis, which would lead you through to the hideout, and then you climb the bridge, get a boat through to Morton. It takes you straight to Morton now, so you don't even have to bother with all of that stuff. Oh. You also get a Ghast Familiar as a reward, and an unlimited Druid pouch, which makes killing Ghast easier.
Can you put your Ghast in your house?
I don't know. I just know it's a Ghast Familiar, and I know it costs 50,000 coins. I've not got one yet. I'll let you know when I get one.
Okay.
With the new quest as well, we said it on last week's podcast, and obviously it didn't materialise, so we'll be doing it this week. Desert and I are going to record ourselves, both audio and screen, record ourselves playing Branches of Darkmire, the new quest in the... I can never pronounce this word. I always say Mark, but I'm not sure if it's Mark, Miracu, something like that. In search of the and in aid of the two first ones. It's the next one in that. We're going to record ourselves playing it so you can see our different approaches to questing. That'll go up on the channel that you have found this podcast on. Oh, it's good job actually if you did manage to find this podcast. We had a lot of trouble with it last week. So if you have found this podcast, well done. If you haven't found this podcast, keep looking. You'll find it eventually.
I was going to ask, obviously it's a mini-game temple trekking.
Yeah.
I'd say it's quite a hard mini-quest to unlock.
Yeah, you do have to complete In Aid of the Mark and Darkness of Halavale and Legacy of Seergaze. That's optional, but it makes the Firewatch event come about, which is a nice event to get actually, because they don't hit high. You hit them with an Evander's Flail, which against the weak. You get Vampire Firewatch corpses. It's quite a nice event to do, so if you can complete it, I strongly suggest that you complete Legacy of Seergaze before doing temple trekking.
I would if I had a farming level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I just find that a bit of a bore to get up. Because obviously it's unlike all the other skills, so you can't actually sit there and chip away at it. You have to do it in like one bulk.
Yeah, it's not something that you can do easily. I just do trees and then get them every 12, 14 hours. When I log in the morning and before I go to bed at night, I'll just get the trees and get about, what do I get? I get about 20k XP.
Oh, you just reminded me. Sorry, I planted trees earlier and I totally forgot about them.
You need to go and get them.
Yeah, got to go and do them.
No, yeah. Farming is quite hard. It's an enjoyable skill to train. I find it quite relaxing to do. Raking the patches and that. It's easy enough to train. It's just a pain in the arse to train.
There's some other news as well. The new snail helms, or the snail helms. The
snelms.
Yeah, they actually do something now, don't they? I can't remember what it is though.
Yeah, I know in the temple trekking context, they make you almost immune to the giant snail's attack, which is a very frequent event. So it's good to take a snelm with you if you're doing temple trekking as well. But yeah, they do have something outside of aesthetics and outside of temple trekking. They might provide bonuses now, I'm not sure.
Yeah, the trees around the major cities of Lumbridge, Falador and Varrock have been made taller and more detailed than ever before in the latest of the visual improvements.
Yeah, that's all the new tree models have been added.
I really want to see a magic tree, and obviously you can't see them unless you grow them in Lumbridge and that.
Yeah, the thing is though, with that, it'll just be the normal model, because it's a grown tree, it's not one that's already there.
That's a good point.
They'll have to upgrade somewhere that's got a magic tree. I don't think there's a magic tree in the free player area.
There isn't, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But there can't be one, because obviously you're a free player and you see a magic tree. But then again, there's you can cut use, can't you?
You can cut use, that's the highest log that you can cut at that level.
Yeah, that's what I used to do every time I went non-member.
Yeah.
Nothing for me to do, so I just cut use. There's also something else. Familiars no longer need to be dismissed when entering the Grand Exchange. Instead, they will be hidden until you leave the area.
That's quite good.
That's better. But to be honest, I think familiars could be taken into the GE now, considering how many people. There's a lot less people, and they're all spread out.
Yeah, it was just, the thing was, with the familiars, Jagex had said that with the familiars in the GE, as well as the vast amount of players, nearly half of the world, I estimate, goes to the GE when they're online. There's always hundreds of people at the Grand Exchange.
I think they've taken the feeling of community out of it, personally.
Yeah.
Especially to like the old bank sale spamming.
Yeah, that was good.
But I think that made it fun, because people wouldn't buy, say, 2,000 logs. They'll go and cut 2,000 logs because they're going to get something else up. They won't sit. Most of the stuff in bank sales used to be arrows, rare items, runes and that. Yeah,
it used to be stuff that, you would get yourself rather than now buying off the Grand Exchange.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why my woodcutting was so much higher than everything else. I used to woodcut and then fletch myself and then pick the flax, spin it. That's why my crafting was quite good for my level when I was not free to play, but before the Grand Exchange update.
Yeah. Well, I suppose the idea is that we're supposed to be using that fountain area in the middle as to kind of do that, just to reduce congestion.
It doesn't work though.
No, it doesn't work. People aren't using it. People are sticking to the just the 4 outposts. But yeah, the idea was that, you've got a lot of people going in. Imagine if they all had a familiar. For people with poor computers, it would be horrendous to try and use the Grand Exchange. But if it's hidden under you, then it doesn't actually render them. So it's just like the players going in. But it just makes it easier on the player that they don't have to dismiss a high-level familiar that's cost them 20k for the pouch, or even more, depending on what pouch it is. It's cost them that. They've summoned it accidentally, say, like I do sometimes when I'm runecrafting. Try and go in the GE, and you've instantly lost a vast amount of money and resources.
Yeah.
So I think it's good that they're allowing it to be done, and I think it's good in the way that they've done it. But the Grand Exchange itself hasn't shaped up, I don't think, to how they wanted it to.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just looking at other updates.
Well, we're still waiting on the new minigame rewards, aren't we? The Tazrek Jad, new Master Runecrafter robes,
Okay.
new Livid Farm spells, level 85 Hybrid Armour, Necromancer gear, Skull Staves, Shadow Rats, and the pet. Well, I've said the pet Jad. Yeah.
I'm very surprised there's no magic-based range attacks yet. Especially, you know, like games like Oblivion and the Elder Scrolls. You can always enchant. I know, obviously, you've got some enchanted bolts and that.
Other video games are available.
Yeah, like what's like Oblivion?
Fable.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, you could shoot an arrow on Oblivion and it would deal like 1 damage for like 100 meters of like space or something.
Yeah.
Just like some customizable arrows, I think would be quite good.
Yeah.
Which aren't tradable.
I'd quite like to see. We've only got it insofar as the barrage spells on the ancients. I'd quite like to see more AOE, area of effect. Magic spells that deals damage to the area, not to the individual thing. So if you're being attacked by multiple enemies, you don't have to click on each one individually. At the moment we've only got the stuff on the ancient spell book. I'd quite like to see on the normal spell book, like imagine Fire Wave or Fire Surge as an AOE spell that deals damage to every enemy in the area.
It'd be like a tornado of fire.
Yeah, and I think that would be great. I think they can do it graphically as well. So I don't think that would be holding them back. It'd just be how overpowered would it get.
I think if you're talking about AoE, sort of the whole magic thing, there's enough magic AoE. I think what will is reward the rangers, get some leg shit going on, man. 2 arrows in the bow at once, maybe 3 depending on the range level. Bit of AoE range, maybe that dungeoneering boss when he shouts something and then he shoots up in the air.
Yeah,
and then,
arrow rain.
Rains arrows.
Yeah,
that would be awesome, man. Reward the rangers for once. Why do the mages get all the credit?
Well, yeah, because magic for a long time was the most underpowered one, wasn't it? And then, that got a lot of focus with the new Surge spells, and then with various other updates.
The miasmic barrage and all that stuff.
Yeah, so since then, range has been overlooked, and I'm hoping that, maybe they'll try and do an AoE ranged attack. That'd be quite good.
Well, the last big update range got really was the dark bow, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest update they've had recently.
I don't like that bow at all.
I don't. I've never used it myself, but I don't like it.
You lose track of what you've hit and how much you've hit. You're like, obviously, you hit, say you hit 100 and then an 87. You think, oh, I've just hit 100 and then an 87. You don't think, oh, it's 187. If you get what I mean. It's like, I don't like it.
For Pures, I think dark bow is one of the most amazing rush weapons on the game. There used to be a PK I used to speak to, and she used to make probably about 80 mil a week rushing with a dark bow. She had like 94 range and 94 magic, and she used to just go out, pair of black chaps, dark bow, a couple of dragon arrows, and blitz runes. And all she's got to do is find someone at her own level in rune or D'Eyed or magic art, whatever. She blitzes dark bow specs, they're dead instantly. Like, for Pures, with low HP, it is the most amazing thing to watch ever.
Well, that would be quite good, yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think they're designed for Pures. People at our combat level, they are absolutely useless.
Yeah, you need definitely a high range, and a high range arrow as well.
Yeah, Dragon Arrow is really the only one that the dark bow spec procs with, really. I mean, any other arrow other than Dragon is like, all the spec does, it fires 2 arrows at once, and it makes the minimum you can hit from each arrow a 50. That's the only effect of the special move.
Oh, crap. Do you know what we forgot to mention at the start?
What?
What's that?
We now have royalty among us.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, in the meeting that was held just before the recording of this podcast, Foreshadow here was named the new heir apparent to the throne of Asgardia.
Can't you tell by how excited he is?
I know.
I've got party poppers. I have so much alcohol here. Joking.
Yeah, he's been partying hard for the 2 hours in between the meeting and the recording of this podcast.
No, I'm sort of surprised actually, because I thought Chef was going to get it.
Oh no, I knew it'd be you.
I think it's been hinted at that it'd be you. Which is quite nice. Thank God I didn't lose you. There was a fear that you wouldn't be able to take on any more jobs in diplomacy, and you're my deputy of diplomacy. So I kind of needed you.
Ali, he was fine with it, so.
Excellent. Oh, we have to explain. Last week, Ali did leave halfway through the podcast. It was for unexplained reasons.
We still don't know, actually.
She's currently at a Katy Perry concert.
Oh, and she's not in this one because she's gone to a Katy Perry concert with her mum.
Yes.
Oh, she got with her mum?
Did she go with her mum? Sorry?
Did she go with her mum?
Yeah, because apparently she got the tickets from her employer. And before her mum's job, she had to go to represent the company or something.
Oh, that's not bad.
She had to go with her mum, because obviously she got 2 tickets.
It's not bad, that, being able to get that. It's like, I've got a friend of mine who works in telecommunications, PR and advertising and that. So she gets, free phones from, various companies.
Oh, that would be brilliant.
My dad's actually a manager from B&Q, which, for Americans, that would be like a home improvement shop. And sometimes he goes to manager days and stuff like that, and he comes back with £100 toolkits because no one's bought them or something.
Wow.
Which is quite good. Yeah, and I work in a blooming fish and chip shop, so my boss gives me free food every night.
You got a free Savaloy for dinner?
Savaloy?
Oi, Savaloy?
Do they still sell faggots at fish and chip shops?
I wish.
Language? No, they don't.
No, they don't. Okay.
I don't even know what they are. In the 90s...
They're kind of a ball of, offal. It's like rolled up and covered in, breadcrummy thing, and it kind of comes in its own gravy. It's kind of, not nice, but I just wondered if they served it like peas pudding and faggots. You hear on, 1950s comedy shows.
No, there was... In the 90s, there was a, or was it the 80s? I can't remember. Well, I wouldn't have known anyway. I heard it. But apparently there was a, like a breakfast TV channel.
Yeah.
For breakfast time, and there was a family named the Faggot Family because they bought so many faggots and whatever, and they won a prize.
Wow.
It was like a promotion on a packet of faggots. They became the Faggot Family.
Wow.
One of those kids got bullied at school or not?
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Faggot.
Yeah.
Charlie Faggot. Ooh,
there's a story here on the BBC website, and it's about various technology-inspired words being among the new 400 words added to the Concise Oxford English Dictionary. And there's a couple of them here. It's got retweet, and it's a verb meaning to respond or forward a message on Twitter.
Yep.
Sexting has gone in there, the sending of sexually explicit photographs or messages via mobile phone. Woot is in there, exclamation, used to express elation, enthusiasm and triumph.
Woot!
Cyberbullying has gone in there, which is use of electronic communication to bully a person.
Oh, and Karen.
I think follower has gone in there, and it's someone who is tracking a particular person, group or organisation on a social networking site.
Yeah, I've just found that stuff. 27th of January 2003. A West Midlands family is playing a central role in the quest to raise the profile of forgotten British dish, faggots. The Doody family from Wolverhampton has been crowned the Faggot Family in a national competition, and to kick off their reign, they will launch National Faggot Week.
Wow.
It's like faggot facts here.
God.
Faggots were called savoury ducks in the Middle Ages. Faggots were named after the Latin word for bundle. Faggots were originally made from pig's liver and offal. Faggots are now made from pork liver and pork.
So still offal.
The Good Faggot Guide. Okay.
Oh, good lord.
And obviously now it's got a more rude term.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
The word's kind of been stolen by the anti-gay community.
Yeah.
Which I am not happy about.
I'm going to find some old English phrases, since some people like them.
Yeah, definitely do.
Ali.
Yeah. We should probably actually, while you're waiting for that, let's do the quick shout out to everyone in the clan chat. As soon as I log into RuneScape, I'll do that.
I can do it now if you want.
Yeah, I've got it up.
Well, Terry, do you want to do the shout out, and Mark can carry on?
Okay. Shout out to Austin Fett, sorry. Billy Joe 5, Chef Hat Pro, Demon X Jester, Rob the Good, Shiriari, of course, Wolf 59, and
you.
That's it. Yeah, me. There's not a lot of people on at the moment.
There's fair amount. Oh, and Dan.
Yeah, I've just logged in.
Yeah, just and I Goldies just slipped in there at the end.
Right.
Quickly send a link over Skype. I'll help you out with these if you don't know the definitions.
What do you say?
Being a Cockney and all.
Yeah.
What
you Americans won't know is that in London they have what's called Cockney rhyming slang.
Oh, yeah.
And various phrases were invented to mean other things like apple and pears as stairs.
Dog and bone for phone. Tell you what, I'll get up a list of Cockney rhyming slang.
Yeah. There was written, actually, someone wrote a Cockney Bible, and it was like they do various translations of the Bible, and it was a Bible written for people who only speak in Cockney rhyming slang. Like the Lord's Prayer was like, "Hiya, Dad. Hope you're doing all right up there in heaven. Soon we'll be up there having a butcher's with you." I was like, oh, good Lord.
It's a bit like, the Mormon religion.
Yeah.
Where apparently that was started by some guy saying that basically Jesus was in America, and
God.
he left some gold tablets, and he put his head in his top hat with some talisman or something, and he read out aloud what it said. And obviously he was saying it word of mouth to another scribe who was writing it all down, and then they published it as a religion.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you can't get much more fake than that.
We have a song over here, you Americans won't know, called Jerusalem. And the song, as chorus says, "And did Jerusalem ever stand on England's pastures green?" And the entire song basically goes through, did Jesus walk among British people? And the answer is no.
Is that all it is?
Yeah.
Oh. Wait, would it be a good idea to put on the podcast what the events are if they have been published?
If they have been published, I will do that.
Yeah. But one thing me and Goldie started doing last week, we're not sure if anyone wants us to carry on doing it, but we between us we killed 50 monsters each of the same kind, and we reported our drops and the amount of money we made. If you look on there, we did. Oh, what did we do? We did Aberrant Spectres.
Yeah, we did Aberrant Spectres. We did Warped Tortoises. You did Iron Dragons.
I haven't put that up, and I've also got some for.
In a previous clan, I did Bandos Throne Room avatars that you get after the Chosen Commander quest. I'll see if I can dig that out at some point and post it. I doubt it's probably alive anymore.
Oh God, I remember spending a lot of time in that room trying to get one of the old what were they?
Ancient Mace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight after that quest came out.
Yeah, as soon as that came out, you wanted to get as many as possible to sell, because they were quite high when that quest came out.
Really high, yeah, and they were doing nothing but rising in price.
But you got that as a reward from the quest as well, which was quite nice.
Yeah.
And then you just get more and more. I spent about an hour there and made 200k, I seem to recall. It's not bad. It's a little money maker. You don't need much of an effort putting into it.
Well, after 100 kills, we managed to accumulate about 300,000, weren't it? From
the Warped Tortoises in total, yeah.
And that was less than an hour.
Yeah. We spent there? We spent about half an hour there, and we managed to get 140, 150k each. Then Aberrant Spectres, I got quite lucky and got a Torstal Seed drop, so I made 10 times the amount of money that Shadow made.
Oh,
I could do Abyssal Demons if you guys wanted.
Please do, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I did Water Fiends as well, and they were surprisingly good, even though I started off I started off with a whip, and I was like, this is going to take me forever.
Right, sorry Mark, can I just take this opportunity to say we have officially hit the resource cap.
Have we?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Move on to Stone.
Oh, cool, yeah.
I'm logging in and going to the Citadel now. Yeah, go to the Stone.
Ah, right, so yeah, we've got all the wood.
All the wood.
Do you know what we need next week?
Yes, I do. We need. Well, it depends what we're going to go for. If technically we can't do anything else now, after this week, we have to get tier 3 before we can do anything else. We can upgrade the battlefield and that's it. So I might table the battlefield to be upgraded.
So if we've got all the stone, we could go to tier 3.
We're going to start. Well, what's happened already is I've put in for tier 3. So if we get any more wood or stone after the caps, it goes to the tier 3 citadel, and that will save until we manage to accumulate enough to actually do the upgrade. So
okay, I think people have started to bond together a little bit more and are doing it off their own back.
Yeah.
Actually, stand up though. We've only got about 7,000 in total.
Yeah, we've only got 6,000. It's 6,983 in total.
Also, we've got the mine plot and the wood cutting plot. What's the next plot we'll get?
Next one we'll get 2 new plots. We get a furnace and a kiln, I think.
Aren't they almost the same thing?
Or it might just be a furnace. But we get the furnace next for metal ores, because we get metal ores.
Yeah, but furnace and a...
No, the kiln is for the crafting.
Okay.
Whereas the furnace is purely for metal.
Okay. But they are pretty much the same thing.
They are pretty much the same thing.
We also get... What's the rations one? I'm guessing we get food, cooking experience.
Yeah, that's at tier 6.
Damn it.
We get minions before that. Minions are quite good because they count as any resource.
Alright.
But they spoil, you can't keep them.
Okay. Anything else to talk about?
Well, those list of Old English phrases.
Ah, yeah. Ye Old English saying, the clink.
What's that?
Prison. Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Black market.
I think that's a bit obvious.
Yeah.
Mercenaries who wandered the countryside and would sell their services to the highest bidder.
Yeah, services by the sword, that means.
So they're basically mercenaries.
Yeah.
I said.
It's not really an Old English
anyway.
phrase. Yeah, it's still modern.
Yeah, son of a gun.
No, I'm not sure of that one. I've heard that expression.
Saying, after sailors had crossed the Atlantic to the West Indies, they would take the native woman on board the ship and have their way with them in between their cannons.
Their wicked ways.
In between the cannons. Some of the women the sailors left behind would have boys who were called sons between the guns.
Oh, son of guns, yeah. That's quite nice. Well, not nice, but it's a
nice for the sailors, I can imagine.
No, I mean, it's a good history behind the.
Yeah.
I like learning this stuff, history behind the word.
Wet for whistle.
Have a drink.
Yeah, that means have a drink now.
Yep. Chew the fat.
Chew the fat? No, I don't know what that one means.
A host offer his guest a piece of bacon, which is like the supreme food of the world, which was stored above the fireplace in the parlour. They could chew the fat during their visit.
Wow.
That's a bit gross.
Yeah. Just a tad.
I still use thus, TUS, to mean therefore.
Yeah.
I still use that in my essays and that.
I use hence quite a lot.
Oh, I do, yeah.
I use hence.
Especially in maths. It's the only word I write in most of maths.
Yeah.
I hate those questions on maths exams where it says, explain why. But you've got to write it in words. You can't, write the equation out. You've got to write it in words.
Answering the question isn't quite enough for those examiners.
I know.
Oh yeah, I'll read out some of my exam results if you want.
If you don't mind. Yeah, in Britain you sit exams at the age of 16, 17 and 18. 16 is called GCSEs, 17 is your A-level, and 18 is your AS level. The A-level and AS level contribute towards which university you go to.
AS is 17.
You do. Oh, is it? Yeah, sorry, AS is 17.
Right. Government and politics. I got 64 on one of them.
Wow.
And 58 on the other, which is a C and a D. But because they average out higher than 60, I got an overall C.
Excellent.
I guess.
Yep.
And then maths, core 1. I did worse on core 1 than core 2, which is confusing, especially when core 2 is the hard version.
Mm.
So, okay, so I got 64, 66, and then on statistics I got 59. But
You do statistics, you horrible person.
Huh?
You do statistics, you horrible person.
We have to.
Oh, we get to choose.
I wanted to do mechanics.
Yeah, I'm doing mechanics with my physics.
Yeah, so obviously they average out over a C, so I got a C. Applied ICT, I got 72, 68, and 78. So 2 of those are close to A's.
Wow.
The other one's a very high C, so I got an overall B.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's good.
General studies, I only did 1 lesson, and I got a D.
That's fantastic for doing 1 lesson of.
Yeah.
You managed to get a D in it.
I was pretty pissed off with media, though, because obviously you need an average of 80 for an A, and I got 90, which obviously is 10 above an A anyway. That's in the area for an A star. And then I got a C with 68 for media, for the written.
Yeah.
So I was only 2 marks off getting an A overall.
Wow. Yeah, that's annoying.
I know. But then last year, my media teacher at the time came up to me after the exams and she was like, "Oh, well done on your exam mark." And I was like, "Yeah, thanks." And she was like, "You're only 1 mark off an A." I was like, "You're kidding."
Oh.
She came up to me like she was like all happy in that, and I was like, "Why are you so happy?" I missed out.
I know. At my school, at my old school, because I'm changing schools this year to do my A-level exams. They always insisted, if I had an A-star target in religious studies and I got A-star in one of my exams, so on my report it said on target. But A-star is the highest mark. You can't get above target, and it's I'd revised to hell and back.
Yeah.
I've been to hell and back revising. It's all right, but I don't particularly like religious studies. But I tried my best in it, and it still said on target. Could do better.
It's more moral and ethical.
Oh, it is. Yeah, at GCSE, it's all just ethics and that, which annoyed me because we've got this one lad in our class who's like fierce atheist, conservative, fascist, and he argues he deliberately argues the most controversial point just for the sake of it, not because he wants to challenge people, just for the sake of argument.
Just enjoys arguing, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy arguing, so I always argue for the Christian and moral side of it.
Yeah.
Whereas he says euthanize everyone over the age of 65, I say be compassionate.
When we did it, to be honest, when I took my GCSE, we only did 1 lesson every fortnight, so we didn't really have that much time to learn anything.
We were a Christian school, so we had to have 3 lessons a week. So it was roughly the same as a normal. Actually, I think it was a bit more than a normal GCSE course.
Yeah, it's about the same, I think.
Yeah,
it would be the same. But I just really learnt that Christians don't mind a lot of stuff. Muslims don't like anything. Yeah, that got me a B. Basically,
it's a bit of a generalisation.
It was just like, well, Muslims don't like abortion, but in other cases, some Christians think it's okay.
Yeah, some Christians.
Like it. So it was just like, if you could slip in a couple of quotes or whatever from each religion,
yeah,
it guaranteed you a B. As long as you could write in legible English.
Ours was we got a question in this one. It was explain explain religious attitudes to wealth. Full stop.
Ah, we got something like that.
And it was where do I begin? It wasn't like explain religious attitudes towards giving wealth to the poor. It was explain religious attitudes towards wealth. Full stop.
Can I just say, 99 wood cutting?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's put about what the his event's going to be.
Oh, I will read it out.
And you can read it if you want.
Oh, you read it if you've got it open.
Oh yeah, it's parade and race. Dress in clothes that are realistic in the real world. Meet on Thursday at Lumbridge Castle at 6:30 p.m., which obviously would be
12:30 British time, so 30 minutes into the morning.
It's not too bad. No teleports. Bring confetti and parade items, etc. Invite friends. There'll be a prize for the winner. For the race. The starting place is in Varrock and ends in Burthorpe. Okay. That's not that far.
No teleports are to be used.
Yeah, we will be in line for on the way to Varrock, and we will have the items going like confetti and parade. Okay.
How do you get that confetti thing?
You buy it from Diego.
You know, the guy who gives you the party stuff? Yeah.
You can also buy celebration cake and candles, bubble makers and fireworks. It was to celebrate the RuneScape Royal Wedding, which was the King Black Dragon and the Calphite Queen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got married on 29th of August this year, alongside His Royal Highness, the Duke. Well, his and her Royal Highness now, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge.
Right.
A big chapel, wouldn't they?
Sorry?
They would have needed a big chapel.
I know, you had to fit them two in. You can actually buy, on the RuneScape website, you can buy a mug with a love heart and the Calphite Queen and the King Black Dragon's heads.
Oh, God.
Seriously, who thought this was a good idea?
Oh, people in Britain, evidently.
They're from Cambridge, so...
Yes, well, yeah, and
reasonably smart.
And he's the Duke of Cambridge, so...
We will be in groups of 2 during the race.
Oh yeah, it'll be like 2 groups, do it racing round, I think.
To be honest, I think it would be a better idea if it was from, say... I think it should be further. I think it should be from Varrock to, say... No, actually, scrap that. I think it should be from the Mortmire Swamp all the way to Castle Wars.
Yes, that would be interesting to do. I might nick that idea from you.
Because that will mean everyone will have to take different routes and...
Yeah.
Especially you know, White Wolf Mountain. Obviously, you got the underpassage. Some people might choose not to go that way.
Yeah. Some people will cross Ice Mountain. Some people won't be able to, so will take boats onto Karamja.
And plus, if you start in there, some people might think, actually, I could go... Actually, if we took no money, that will stop people from using the boats.
Yeah, that's true.
So that I think it would be better if we did it like that.
Yeah.
I think Mortmire Swamp to Karamja with no money would be interesting.
What I've seen done before is from the end of the dock to Bill Peaky's boat in Port Francis all the way across to the end of the dock in Port Tiras. You know, in what's that place called? The Elven bit, Tirawan or something.
Later.
You need to do that.
I don't know whether to pronounce.
It's
Cleata. Oh, is it one of them?
It's Welsh.
Cleata. Oh, right.
It's Welsh.
You told me that the other week, didn't you?
I did. Like Elton Clwyd, the MP. Clwyd. Yeah, Cleata.
Hang on, I'm just having a look at the RuneScape map. I can't see it, actually, because of the...
you're in the Citadel.
Yeah. There's no... Actually, you can. If you click on the Citadel interface, there is a button for the RuneScape world map.
Okay, hang on. What? No, that's to change it to night time. How about is it?
It's there. I think it's on the first page. It's like on the right hand side. There's a button that allows you to change the world map.
Yeah. I'm just having a look. Just bring up some suggestions of where we can run from and how far. Because I'm just saying, if it's from Varrock to the other place.
Varrock to Burthorpe he's trying to do.
Because if we did it from there to there, because some people will wait to get the run back at some of the musicians and...
Well, I imagine you'd specify not to use musicians.
Yeah.
I think musicians should be good if you're not using money.
Yeah, or we're given energy potions.
Or instead of Castle Wars, what about the Piscatorus?
Piscatorus Hunter area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. Or
even
from the Barrows.
Oh God, yeah.
Hang about.
My swamp.
Are we going to ban the pools from as a first resort?
Yeah.
Because
I imagine so.
Bandos pool gives like unlimited run for like 15 minutes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's 99's event though, and we'll put these suggestions to him, and hopefully he'll take some of them on board.
Fingers crossed.
So it'll go straight through Varrock, it'll go through Ice Mountain, underneath, past Haverley, through Catherby, Sears Village. Then you'd have like the choice to either take some of the agility routes, through the coal trucks, and then go north and then east again, or you would go south and then across through Ardoyne.
Yeah, through the known provinces.
Yeah.
I remember doing a race once with an old clan, and it started in Lumbridge, and you went across the bridge, up to Varrock, across to Falador, down through Draenor, through the swamp, and meet back at the church in Lumbridge. So I spent ages laying out, those marker plants. What happens is, those marker plants that you can lay out, I laid loads of them out on the route between Lumbridge and then back round to Lumbridge in the circle. And what I didn't know is that after 5 minutes they disappear.
Yeah.
So I put them out 10 minutes before the start of the event. By the time I got back to Lumbridge, after having laid them all out, they'd all disappeared. So I had to spend extra time directing people where to go, which was annoying.
That's another idea, like a full circuit.
Yeah, that's what I like. I quite like that one. I banned the use of energy potions and musicians. Well, musicians hadn't been released then, but I banned the use of energy potions. So it's just, can you find the shortest route, but following that path?
What about Pyramid Plunder racing up that? Is it Pyramid? No, the agility thing.
The agility pyramid.
Yeah, racing up that.
That'd be good to do, I think.
Yeah, that's quite difficult actually as well.
Yeah, especially we'd have to ban that aura though.
It'll be like snakes and ladders. You get near the top and you get knocked off.
Yeah,
wouldn't it? You think you're gonna win.
What else have we got to discuss? Well, I'll just do the little ramble about the podcast. The podcast, as you know, is now found on our YouTube channel. Please publicise it to the rest of the clan. Last week's conundrum, which no one posted an answer to, which we think was probably too hard, Shadow suggested. I said, miren el pepino. No, I didn't. I said, miren el tomate no es triste, pero no puede danzar, pobre tomate. El devía puede bailar como el pepino, libre es suavemente, pero no puede danzar. And it's Spanish, and the idea was you were supposed to be able to translate it. It actually means, in the English, look at the tomato, isn't it sad? It can't dance, poor tomato. It wishes it could dance like the cucumber, free and smooth, but it can't. That's what it means.
Is that it?
That's what it means.
How is someone going to get that?
The most random piece of gibberish ever.
Indeed. It's from a song. It's from the Dance of the Cucumber, which was on VeggieTales. All you Americans should know about VeggieTales.
VeggieTales?
VeggieTales. I can't sing anymore for copyright reasons. I shouldn't have sung that really. I might have to edit that out. Yes, then we have this week's conundrum, which is slightly easier. So Shadow and Terrence, you're not to... If you know the answer, don't say anything. Just let me do it. Okay. This week's conundrum, which you can leave the answer to in a comment below this podcast, is... On the road to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives. Each wife had 7 sacks. Each sack had 7 cats. Each cat had 7 kittens. How many were there going to St. Ives?
It's 7 to the power of something.
It could be. For all you mathematicians, you can have a look at that. So that's this week's conundrum. You can leave that in a comment below this video. Please do comment, like, and subscribe. If you have a YouTube channel, let me know about it, and I'll have the Empire of Asgarnia channel subscribe to yours and watch all of your videos. Because I'm quite interested in looking at RuneScape videos, so I do tend to watch Erad's videos and Hellrats and Demon Jexters. I have watched all of those videos at some point, so and subscribe to their channels.
By the way, last time on the last podcast, I was doing a clue scroll.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't really get anything good. I got a Zami plate skirt, I think, and that was about it.
Yeah, it was worth like 50k.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a little bit more, but nah. Yeah.
Excellent.
Is that everything?
I think that's probably a wrap for this week.
Okay.
Unless you can think of anything else now off the top of your head.
Okay.
Oh, let's just do. Well, we've done. I think we've done enough about the Citadel.
Yeah.
Just say, we've reached the cap, but keep going. If you've not got your resources yet, keep going because it will contribute towards next week's upkeep, which means that we can actually get more. We can actually cheat the system a bit and get more than we would ordinarily be able to.
Seriously, tomorrow I'm going to try and get other people to hit the mining cap because we're not that far off now.
Yeah. I get my GCSE results on Thursday, so if I've done well, you'll know about it next week.
If he has, he'll be crying.
Yeah, you won't hear from him on the next podcast. He'll be crying.
If I've done
He's
well,
smashing his computer up with a hammer.
If I've done well, you won't hear from me because I'll be out partying. If I've done badly, you won't hear from me because I'll be curled up in the fetal position in a corner, crying and contemplating whether or not I can resit the exams.
Dan's a player. He'll probably be impregnating some.
Oh God, let me tell you about this before I forget. We had a leavers assembly for my year who were leaving in May after the exams. So each of the form tutors, for Americans it's like your homeroom tutor, I think, got up and did a speech about their class. And one of the teachers said, it's taken me a while to get to know them. It's taken me a while to impregnate them all. She didn't realise what she'd said at the time.
God.
The deputy headmaster was stood at the back of the room.
Impregnate them all?
Awkward.
She said it's taken me a long time to impregnate them all.
Why did she say that?
Well, she's a nightmare anyway. She's the drama teacher, so she's over the top all the time. She's got like red hair, dyes everything red, like bangles and everything, jumpy about, a bit like Professor Trelawney from Harry Potter. But yeah, she didn't. She was on a course that morning, so apparently she hadn't written anything down. So just was trying to do it off the top of her head, and then said impregnate instead of put my impression on.
Oh God. By the way, I've just finished my resource cap.
Fantastic.
That
should be an encouragement to all of you listeners out there to finish your resources, get them done.
And I did all that during the podcast.
Indeed, it takes this podcast. We've actually recorded just over an hour of footage. You'll only hear about 45 minutes of it.
You can listen to this and have your.
Your resource cap could be filled by the time this podcast finishes and the end credits roll, metaphorically.
Which is now.
Yeah, which is now. So you should have done it.
Quickly before we finish, don't you think that we should sort of advertise the clan? Like for people that play RuneScape and don't, not in a clan.
If you play RuneScape and you're listening to this podcast, how the hell did you find it? Because I've only given the link to clan members. If you stumbled across it, that's quite kind of you. Please promote it to all your friends.
I think what we could do, we could publicise it on a speciality thread on.
When we get going a bit more, I think probably after the Halloween mark. I'm going to. So we've got something quite nice planned for Halloween. We'll let listeners know about it when we get a bit closer to the time. But I can tell you we've got something nice planned for Halloween, and then the bigger event from compared to Halloween, it's much bigger, deserves much more attention. Guy Fawkes Night the week after.
Oh yes.
That obviously needs doing a lot more than Halloween because it's a proper British holiday. But yeah, no, once we pass that, I'm going to start advertising it a bit more on Twitter. I'm going to contact Jagex, actually, over Twitter and see if I can get them to retweet some stuff.
Okay.
About the clan, not about the clan in particular, but about the podcast. So I'm going to be doing a bit of publicity work. If I were going to RuneFest, I would be publicising it there profusely.
Mm.
I'm not.
You could be walking around with like a homemade an exilum.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, I'll do that. I plan on going next year to RuneFest 2012. I will. I'll make if the clan's still going, I will make of Exilum, and I will put the clan symbols on there, and I will plant it, and I will have it rolled up so that when I plant it, I can unflick a catch and and the banner unfurls.
You have too much spare time.
Yeah. This is between now and this time next year. I think I'll get it done at some point.
What? Make like the pole out of like toilet rolls and
toilet roll tubes. Yeah, but I'll get proper fabric, proper Egyptian cotton to make.
He misses his like reception days at school.
Yeah, I miss all the induction days at the sixth form college.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry. Transformers Universe is, I don't know if you know about it, it's a new game that J-Gets are doing. It's a Transformers MMO. J-Gets were contracted to make it. It was at Gamescom. I've seen some videos for it.
There was also rumours of, what's his name? Leaving.
Andrew Gower?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's moved from RuneScape. He's now head of content for Stellar Dawn and the new MMO that they're bringing out. They're bringing out a new fantasy MMO. It's been rumoured. I did see a post and some job vacancies on the website, because I check that quite regularly just to check, what departments they're focusing on. And it says they've got RuneScape, Funorb, Stellar Dawn, the strategy games that they do, War of Legends, 8 Realms, and then that new kids one, that Hero something. Then they're doing the Transformers MMO and a new fantasy MMO, which will be quite nice, I think, to see.
I haven't really played any other MMOs. I have never played World of Warcraft or anything. I
played World of Warcraft on my mate's account. He very kindly gave me one of his characters that he'd levelled up a little bit, so I got used to that. I hated it. Sorry, Blizz. Bad publicity there. Well then, I think we will call that a wrap.
Okay.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. So thank you for listening to this podcast. Your host for this... Oh?
Shut up! Told you I'm recording something. Shut up for a minute. Sorry about that.
Okay. Thank you for listening to Empire of Asgarnia's podcast, The Voices of Asgarnia. Your hosts for this evening were I Goldies and Foreshadow, and the guests were L. It's not an I, it's an L. Terrence, and for a brief moment, either his brother or his mother. So, thank you for listening, and we will speak to you all over the audio waves next week.
See ya.
Bye.